coming up soon. Hey everybody, AC here, Slime Rancher! In the last episode, we hit 1 million new bucks! Oh, I love seeing that number. Alright, so in this episode, we're still gonna be grinding, just not for new bucks. And joining me is Haywire.
Let's go. Hello, everybody. My name is Hayward.
All right. You might want to speak up a little. You might want to speak up a little bit.
Yeah, that came out kind of quiet. I realized that now after saying it.
Yeah. Okay. So we still have to grind up some plorts. Unfortunately, because we need to add them to the lab.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna need lots of plorts in order to make the things that we need to continue on with the things that we gotta do. So we gotta do all the things to get all the things to do more things.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright. Alright, so in the meantime, I saw the little like 7-minute presentation of Age of Calamity.
Oh yeah. How'd you like it?
Oh my god, I could not be more excited. A freaking Breath of the Wild prequel. Oh my god. I freaking called this. I freaking called this in one of my earlier videos, like back when I was still doing like just kind of like face cam videos.
Yeah.
I had a series called Terrible Theories. Yeah, I know. Creative name.
Well, also at this point, it's wrong. Wait, never mind. Sorry, I thought you said it wasn't gonna happen. I got that mixed up. My bad.
Oh no, I said in my video that I thought that there was in one of my videos that I thought there would be a prequel to Breath of the Wild that would come out because Miyamoto himself had gone on record after Breath of the Wild came out that he wanted to do more with the champions.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
he wanted to do more with the champions, but he wouldn't be able to do that by moving forward in the story, so he would have to go back. So I'm like, okay, are we getting a prequel to Breath of the Wild? I think we're gonna get a prequel, some kind of prequel that would allow us to play as the champions. And boom, that was correct. I called it. So I'm super happy about this.
So in essence, the theory wasn't actually terrible.
Well, that's what I called my series. I called them terrible theories.
But they weren't.
Well, no, here's the thing. The reason why I chose to go with terrible theories was because of haters. To stick it to haters. Because I know for a fact, regardless of how good my theories are, haters are going to say that they're terrible. So I figured, why not just call them terrible theories myself? Just call them terrible theories myself, so that way all the haters will shut up and never talk to me. And it worked. It worked. I have rarely ever gotten any hate comments on my Terrible Theories series. I rarely ever get any hate comments on my Terrible Theories series because, you know, I'm doing their job for them. I'm saying it's terrible.
Put that in your Happy Meal, haters.
That's what you gotta do with bullies. When a bully starts coming up to you and making fun of you, join in. Make fun of yourself. Laugh at yourself. Not only does it build a good sense of humor, but it also gets the bullies. But it also freaks the bullies out. They're like, let's get away from this freak. He's doing our job for us. So, like, that's how I've always dealt with haters. It always got rid of them real quick. They never talked to me again after that. All right, but yeah, so I'm just so excited for Age of Calamity. The ability to play as like the champions and Zelda and hopefully Impa, young Impa, please. I want to play as a young Impa. I want to see what she looked like back when she was in her prime. We got to see old Impa in Breath of the Wild. I want to see what she looked like in her prime. I've been curious what she looked like in her prime for a long time because of one mission you can do in Breath of the Wild is if you complete the crap, I forget what it's called. The Picturepedia or something like that.
Yeah.
In Breath of the Wild, where you take all these different photos of literally everything in the world. Yeah. If you manage to fill out the entire thing, and get a picture of literally everything possible, then you will be rewarded with an envelope and the flavor text is that there's a picture of a beautiful young Sheikah woman in the photo, and that she seems strangely familiar.
It's just Sheik.
Oh no! The implication. Here's the thing. We know it's Impa because of what Purah says. She gives it to. She's the one who gives it to you and says that picture was taken when her and Impa were in their prime.
Oh, okay. Is Impa the woman who tells you about the legend of Calamity Ganon and is sitting next to the giant
she's
ball?
the old woman that tells you about the legend.
All right, and the one who I have to keep going back to because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yes. Impa is always in the Legend of Zelda games. She's always an aide to Zelda.
Oh, yeah, because that name sounded familiar, and I'm just like, I was just rolling with it.
She was in Ocarina. She was in Ocarina of Time. She was one of the sages. She was always at Zelda's service. She's in Skyward Sword. She actually has two forms in Skyward Sword. She has the young Impa and the old Impa. But yeah, so I'm really hoping that we get to play as a young Impa, because I would love to see how she fought back during the War of the Great Calamity.
That would be pretty cool, and it'd be a stretch to say that they put that little flavor text in there just for nothing.
Yeah, I really don't think that was for nothing. They have to show us. They teased us with that photo because we can't look at the photo in Breath of the Wild. You can't look at the photo. You have the
literally
envelope,
have a photo
and it
album.
says that you have the photo in it, but you can't look at the photo. You can't look at the photo. You can't frame it. You can't do anything. It's impossible to see what's on the photo.
I'd say maybe Link's too scared to look, but the fact that it notes what's inside is
Yeah,
plays
he
against
knows what's inside. He says that the woman seems strangely familiar. So it's like, come on. Seriously? Just show us what Impa looked like as a young one. Like, we briefly get to see like a snippet of her in the trailer. Like, we only see her from the back. We see her from the back, and she looks like Paya. She looks like her granddaughter.
Is she holding weapon?
I don't see her. Not that I could see from the split second she was on screen in the trailer, but she did have that hat on her back that she wears on her head in Breath of the Wild. So, yeah, that is Impa. We know that's Impa, but I really want her to be playable. I really do. I want her to be playable.
Or if she's not playable, at least one like really nice looking cutscene where she kicks some butt.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about that. Let's talk about the possibility of playable characters. It's already pretty obvious that 6 characters that are going to be playable: Link, Zelda, and the 4 champions. Obviously, duh. We see them be playable in the trailer.
And in a surprise twist from Nintendo at the Game Awards this year, they're going to announce Joker Persona 5. No. But, yeah, it looks like the champions are playable. Link and Zelda are definitely playable. I'm not sure there'll be a whole lot more than that, but also I haven't played any Warriors game before, so I don't really know how many playable characters they usually have.
Well, Hyrule Warriors, the first Hyrule Warriors game, the base game had about 18 stages, and each stage, depending on how good you were at it, could last anywhere from like 15 to 30 minutes.
Alright.
When the definitive version came out, that number boosted from 18 to 32. Because all the DLC stages were automatically included in the definitive edition.
I guess that...
Yes. Here's what I'm thinking. In terms of other playable characters, and I plan on going like a lot further into this. I actually plan on going back to my old format for just a few videos. And just kind of sit in front of a screen and record a few. Just sit in front of my computer screen and just record a few videos. Just do a few. I've got like 4 terrible theories that I plan on making. Honestly.
More power to you, then.
But yeah, I plan on kind of like revealing not only who I think is going to be in the game, but also how many stages I think there's going to be, what DLC I think they're going to add, and what the first few stages will be, and what the last 7 stages will be.
Why 7 specifically?
Because that's as far as I can think of. I know I'm I'm like 95% positive that the last 7 stages are going to be what I have in mind.
Oh, okay, like in a certain order. I thought like in previous Warriors games there was like a certain structure to those last 7 stages specifically.
No.
Special.
This is just
Usually,
based on like what we know of the world and the lore, and like trying to figure out exactly what the last 7 stages are going to be based on that.
Huh. Do you think it's going to end? Yeah, you think it's going to end with Link ultimately losing, or they're just going to like leave some time in between the 2 games?
Well, in Breath of the Wild, like we already know that he fell at the Battle of Fort Hiteno. The Battle of Fort Hiteno, which is in the world, by the way. It's that big open field that has all the broken down guardians.
Oh yeah, all the stuff I can't walk near because it kills me.
Yeah, there's this area called Fort Hiteno. There's this big open field next to this place that's called Fort Hiteno. That is where Link had his final stand. That is where Link had his final stand. He fell in battle at that battle.
All right.
He took on several guardians and defeated them, but had a crap ton of wounds, and so then he had to be rushed to the Shrine of Resurrection. So I believe that the last 7 stages of Age of Calamity, the stages 7th to last, 6th to last, 5th to last, and 4th to last, those first 4 of the last 7 are going to be the champions' final stages. Most likely in their hometowns as they fight their way towards their divine beasts. And then the boss at the end of each stage is going to be the different blights. You will have to watch as each of them die.
Dang, that would suck.
Well, keep in mind, not only is this rated T for teen, but it's also a third party developing this. It's a third party developing this. It's not Nintendo themselves. That means they can show death.
Nintendo can't show death?
No, not explicitly. They can't explicitly show someone dying. At least that's their policy. They refuse to show. They refuse to show it. Characters explicitly dying. What?
Like characters they market is what I'm asking, because like I'm thinking of a lot of people who died in Breath of the Wild, most by my own hand.
Oh no! I'm talking about like those are enemies. Those are enemies. Yes, enemies die, but even then, they immediately come back to life when the Blood Moon happens.
I wouldn't think the Yiga clan would come back to life when you kill them. I think you just kill them. That's that. They're not monsters.
Yeah. But no, I'm not talking about enemies. You're never going to see a hero die in Nintendo. That's just kind of Nintendo's policy. They don't like to explicitly show death.
The closest thing I can think of to someone dying in Nintendo's in the first movie when Ash Ketchum turns to stone and everyone cries.
You want an even better example?
Sure.
The Cocoon of Destruction. The Pokemon movie Dionysus and the Cocoon of Destruction.
Oh, yeah, I never watched that one.
In that one, you literally meet the Grim Reaper.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah, well, it's what was it? Yvettel? Yvatel?
Yoveltal, I don't know how to say it. No one
Something
does.
like that. Something like that. But yeah, that thing, which is literally just the Grim Reaper. That's literally what it is when you actually look into like what its purpose is in the world, and then you look at the deer. What was it? Zarnus or something? Zarnius?
Xerneas, something like
Xerneas?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some people call it
That's Jesus.
Xerneas.
Xerneas is Jesus.
Yo.
Xerneas is Jesus, and Yvettel is the Grim Reaper. And in the movie Dionysus and the Cocoon of Destruction, Yvettel wakes up, he ends up being woken up from its nap, throws a temper tantrum, and sends a wave of death throughout an entire forest, and everything it touches dies.
I think I remember seeing trailers like that.
They literally die. Like there are characters that literally die standing where they are. And then here comes Xerneas and being like, nope, rewind, and Xerneas just kind of brings everyone back to life. But it doesn't change the fact that they died. They actually died. So
okay, I want to say Celebi died in Pokemon Forever, but technically Celebi just died once, and the rest of his time travel bros came back and time traveled it to a time when it was alive.
well, it's still death. It still showed death.
Yeah, that's. I know. Like in the Pokemon manga, people died, and Pokemon died.
Well, and Pokemon. Well, and also, the manga also had some really messed up stuff, like 10-year-old girls trying to seduce men, older men into giving them a ride to the next town.
Are you talking about Green?
That actually Green did that a few times.
She wasn't. Okay, I'm not gonna.
She was a thought.
She was just mean. I know. That by the time.
No, she wasn't necessarily. She wasn't really mean. More so, she was the kind of girl who had just kind of always been on her own. She had always been on her own. She had always had to take care of herself, and so she was using whatever means she had at her disposal to get what she wanted. Because that's all she ever knew. So I don't really see her as mean for that. I just see that she was never taught any better.
Technically, she had Silver, but she lost him pretty fast.
But yeah, because Silver has daddy issues.
No, they got separated. Because Price had them training to be as children of the mask or whatever, and they escaped together.
I didn't think. I started throwing it in to get more new books when I don't need to do that anymore.
Oh no!
I need to get out of that habit.
You're addicted. The only thing you need anymore is new books. Succumb to the urge to max them out.
No, I'm not gonna max it out. I'm good. But also, the Pokemon manga. There was also a really messed up spin-off. There was also a really messed up spin-off where humans would literally fuse with Pokemon and become like human Pokemon hybrids.
I remember seeing something like that, and I was just like, this sounds like bait right there. I'm gonna leave.
It's literally furry bait. It's furry bait. They have so many images of like Felicia-esque furries.
I don't think
like they legitimately have a cat girl that looks like it's Felicia from Darkstalkers.
I don't really think that was a direct spin-off of Adventures, though, was it?
It's meant to. I mean, all I really know is that it does still take place in the same world. It's just in a different region. Take place in the same world. It's just in a different region.
You know, I'm gonna take some.
Because Adventures is referenced in that Adventures is referenced in that manga. That like the events of Adventures are actually happening in that world. It's just in a separate region. So
you know, I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt and act like it never existed.
I have the mental scars to say it to prove it does exist.
I believe you. However, in my mind, now it doesn't.
So, kind of like how in my mind, On Stranger Tides doesn't exist.
You mean like in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's only 4 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. There's Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, and then Dead Men Tell No Tales. That's it. It's just those 4.
Well, okay, what did you not like about Stranger's Tides? I haven't seen it in a while, I'm just curious.
Pretty much everything.
That was the one with Queen Anne's Revenge and, like, Blackbeard trying to, like, extend his lifetime or something, right?
Yeah. And it was dumb. It was very dumb. It was very dumb. Like, okay, here's an example of one thing that I thought was stupid. The girl, Jack's girlfriend, was posing as him. Seriously? The most famous pirate, one of the most famous pirates in the world. And no one can tell Jack Sparrow's not a woman.
I think he was famous among other pirates. I don't really think...
He's one of the 9... He was one of the 9 pirate lords. Jack is one of the 9 pirate lords, meaning he is one of the most famous pirates in the world.
I thought that was Elizabeth who became a pirate lord.
No. Well, she became the pirate queen.
Yeah, okay.
There's the 9 pirate lords, and then there's the pirate king or queen. Jack is one of the 9 pirate lords. Like, the 10 most famous pirates in the world are the 9 pirate lords and Blackbeard. That's it. It's those. And as far as the 9 pirate lords go, of the 9, Jack Sparrow is the most famous of the 9. Meaning, he's literally the 2nd most famous pirate in the entire world. And no one can tell he's not a woman? Are you kidding me?
I get the feeling
if I was the 2nd most famous person in the entire world, you can bet your ass everyone would know I'm a dude.
Okay, well, I'm... You know, Johnny Depp brings this kind of, like, you know, real improv feel to Jack Sparrow. Like, he's just kind of going through by the seat of his pants. And if people knew about that, you know, I might... They might just be like, oh, yeah, that's just classic Jack Sparrow. He just looks weird today. But, I don't know. I'll take it with a grain of salt.
Well, I mean, except here's the thing. Her disguise was terrible.
Was bad?
Her disguise was terrible. Her disguise was terrible. She had an obvious fake mustache, which was pointless, by the way, because she didn't cover up her boobs. And she wore like a hat. She wore like a really stupid hat that didn't even look like a pirate's hat. But the only reason she wore it was to, you know, hide the fact that she has long, flowing, girly hair. First off, get the right hat. Second, if you're worried about having long flowing hair and people thinking you're not Jack Sparrow, Jack has long flowing hair! What the hell are you talking about? Jack has long hair! Just braid your hair like he... Just spend 5 hours to braid your hair like he does, and then boom! And use some freaking gauze to cover up those tits of yours. Seriously! You could have easily made the disguise work, but you put 0 effort into it, and it's so stupid. And on top of that, Blackbeard, he wants to find the Fountain of Youth so he won't die. Here's the thing: he has zombified members of his crew, so they won't die. They still have cognitive thought and can speak. They just don't. They still have cognitive thought and can speak, and they're just zombified so that they won't ever die. Why doesn't he just do that to himself?
Pretty sure they established in Curse of the Black Pearl that being zombified kind of blows.
No, except that's being a skeleton. That's being a skeleton. Being zombified just means you still look human. You're just kind of dead inside. But Blackbeard said that he's dead inside anyway. So what's the point? What's the point of finding the Fountain of Youth? Just zombify yourself and you live forever.
Okay. I don't know. I only saw on Stranger Tides.
Also, the whole thing with the mermaids. Apparently, all a mermaid has to do is step on land, and then she immediately grows a pair of human legs. Boy, Little Mermaid would have been vastly different if Ariel knew that. Oh, hey, sorry, Little Mermaid. It turns out you didn't have to give me your tongue after all. Alright.
I feel like, okay, the only redeemable part about them not noticing the girl thing is, I'm just going to assume they definitely did notice, but they just thought, you just met the second most famous pirate in the world. Are you really gonna ask him if he's actually a girl?
I honestly don't think that that's the case. Literally the only thing I can think of that might explain how no one could tell is if literally every single person in the city, pirate, normal citizen, soldier or otherwise, was drunk off their ass and completely shit-faced.
Well,
that's the only explanation I can come up with, and I know that that's not true because, I'm sure that would be true for the pirates, but for the citizens and the soldiers, I know that that's not true. But it's literally the only explanation.
I mean, talk about playing devil's advocate. The only gripe I have with Dead Men Tell No Tales is I was trying to listen to He's a Pirate on YouTube when it played some dubstep remix of it from Dead Men Tell No Tales, or it was just someone's dubstep remix that they happened to slap the cover of Dead Man Tells No Tales onto. I wanted to hear the violins do the thing.
Actually, do the thing.
Do the thing. All right, he did it. Everyone can go home.
Yeah, he did the thing. Please tell me you know exactly what I'm referencing there.
I have an idea.
Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Varric is by far the best character in that.
I've seen like that clip, but I haven't actually watched Legend of Korra.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
So I hear.
When you get the chance in Breath of the Wild, go to the Akala region.
All right. What will I find waiting for me there?
You'll find a few. You'll find a few things. One, towards the very top right of the map, you will find a research house where the scientist Robbie lives, and you can use a bunch of the Guardian parts that you salvage from broken Guardians that don't work. You can trade those in for really cool stuff like for really cool stuff like Guardian swords, shields, spears, as well as Guardian armor, which protects you from their blasts and attacks. It's one of the best armors in the game.
That sounds pretty busted. Not gonna lie.
Oh, it's one of the best armor. It's one of the best armors in the game.
Especially when you're trying to do those
so
trials.
insanely helpful.
How are you actually supposed to cross water in that game?
You're not.
Well, I remember seeing this like trial way out on an island, and the way I crossed the water to it was by just making a bunch of ice all in a row. It took me like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I got there and it was...
Oh, you poor sap! You poor sap doing it that way.
Because I had like no stamina and like 4 hearts, right? And I get there and it's a great test of strength, and I'm just like, oh my god. There was nothing I could do.
Well, did you see another island off in the distance?
I think so. It was way towards the right side of the map.
Well, there's an island at the bottom. It should be at about the bottom right corner of the map. And that's called Outset Island. And what you want to do, I would recommend getting Rivali's Gale. Go beat Divine Beast Va Meadow in Rito Village. Go beat that Divine Beast first, so you can get Rivali's Gale, and then make sure you have some stamina recovery meals or something on hand.
Yeah.
Get some stamina recovery items, have them on hand, and then go up to the top of there is a shrine at the top of a really tall cliff. That when you look from the top of it, you'll be able to oversee that shrine on that little island, as well as Outset Island. You'll be able to see both of them. Use Rivali's Gale to give you a boost in the air, so you go really high, and then glide your way over to Offset Island and use that stamina recovery meal if needed.
Alright, well, since I got to the shrine, I can just teleport back.
Yeah. Well, once you get there, I should warn you, once you get to Offset Island, everything you have on you will be taken away because you need to be essentially naked in order to do this trial. You have to scavenge for new weapons, new armor, and you have to beat pretty much all the enemies on the island and get 3 orbs to their proper places. In order for the shrine to be revealed, and then you get your stuff back. Yeah, it can be pretty tough, but it can be Outside Island can be pretty tough, but it is a really good challenge. I would not recommend doing it until you have a lot of stamina and hearts, though. Like, kind of go in prepared to lose a lot of health.
All right.
My first time on Outset Island, I actually died several times. My first time. I could not, for the life of me, figure out how to beat it, because I was not prepared for it. So, I always make sure to go there after I've gotten at least 20 hearts, or more.
I have nowhere near 20 hearts.
What are you at?
I'm like 7, maybe? Maybe.
Have you done anything with your stamina wheel yet? Have you extended that at all?
Yeah, like twice.
You just need to get about 16 more shrines. You need to do about 16 more shrines, and then you'll be able to trade in the stamina at Heteno Village. Go to Heteno Village, and near Link's house. Yes, Link has a house in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's technically about to be torn down when you arrive, and then you'll tell the construction guys, "Hey, I'll buy the house off of you," It's not explicitly stated in the game that it's Link's house. It's more implied, but in the book Creating a Champion, it does confirm that it was Link's house 100 years ago.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. I never thought about like where he lived, because like the whole area was empty and there's nowhere to live. But I mean, everyone's got to live somewhere.
But yeah, that's his home. That's his home, and you can like pay the construction guys to like pretty it up, like to make it look really cool, and add in like you can have them add in things like weapon shelves, shield shelves, and bow shelves, so that you can put like 3 weapons, 3 shields, and 3 bows on display in your house.
Can you store them that way?
Yeah, that's what I always do with the champions' weapons. I store them in my house and keep them there until like end game, and then I bring them out and I'm like, all right, we're gonna go face Ganon together, everybody.
That's awesome.
Except for Rivali's bow, I always keep that on me because that's just the best bow in the game.
OP.
So, it shoots 3 arrows and does a crap ton of damage and is super durable. So,
until you told me about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it, and it looks really cool too.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out when I get the chance.
But yeah, so anyway, at Heteno Village, near where Link's house is, there's gonna be a statue that looks like a goddess statue, except it's gonna have demon horns, and then like a dark a dark shadowy mist is going to come out of it as you approach it. And when you talk to it, it says that it was once a human, but it got too greedy and was cursed to be a statue. Which is already kind of messed up. So
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, you talk to him, and if you say, "Hey, I want to give you some of my stamina, and then trade it in for more hearts." So all the extra stamina you've gained, you can trade it into him, and then get it back in the form of heart containers. That's an easy way to get the amount of hearts that you need to pull out the Master Sword. You need 13 hearts to survive pulling out the Master Sword.
Good to know.
Whoa! What the heck? How did you get out?
He's schmoovin'.
You're not supposed to get out. You're not supposed to escape. But yeah, you need 13 hearts in order to survive pulling out the Master Sword. Otherwise, it's going to kill you if you try to pull it out.
Alright.
That's just kind of the gimmick of the Master Sword in this, is that when you go to pull it out, it will slowly be draining your health. So you have to make sure you have enough hearts in order for you to actually survive pulling it out.
Or enough food.
Oh no, because you can't access the menu when you're pulling it out. You can't access the menu when pulling it out, and fairies won't activate when you're pulling it out either. So, once your hearts reach 0, then that's it. That's all she wrote. You're done. You're dead.
Not even Nitha's Grace?
Nope. None of it is gonna help. None of it is gonna help you when pulling out the Master Sword. You have to make sure that you have 13 hearts or more.
Imagine dying to the Master Sword.
Oh, I have. I've done it. I've actually died to the Master Sword because the game never explicitly tells you how many hearts you need in order to actually pull out the Master Sword. So it was just trial and error for me.
I know. I meant like, in the sense that if it wasn't like a game, there was no saves, right? Link dying to the Master Sword, the world's completely muffined just because Link tried to pull out the Master Sword and wasn't strong enough to do so.
Yeah. And then it turns out that it wasn't the Master Sword that killed him. He just had a heart attack and died.
Link suffers from an acute heart disease.
Meanwhile, Calamity Ganon's just kind of. Meanwhile, Calamity Ganon's just kind of chilling out in Hyrule Castle. It's like, what's taking Link so long? And then one of his minions is just, what? He tried to pull out the Master Sword and had a heart attack. Huh. I can't believe I was actually afraid of this kid.
Why did I think of that before?
But yeah, so... Oh, by the way, pro tip: something I didn't know my first time going through, and it took me over an hour to find my way through the Lost Woods. But when you eventually go to the Lost Woods, bring a torch with you.
Got it. Got it.
Just pro tip: bring a torch with you and follow the way that the ashes blow. Like, look at the torch and look at the way and look at what direction the ashes are blowing in, and just follow that. It's such an odd little detail, and they never explain that you can do, and they never explain that you can do that. But it's so cool. Like, it's certainly a lot easier than trying to force your way through and figure out which way to go. Because it's not like other iterations of the Lost Woods where, like, you're at an intersection and you have like 4 different paths that you can go, and then if you get it wrong, you just have to start over. No, it's one giant open area, trees all over. You make one wrong turn and it sends you all the way back to the start. And there are hundreds of wrong turns you can make because this area is actually a lot bigger than it looks on the map. So it's annoying if you go through it normally. It's so annoying. Anyway, oh yeah, I was telling you about some of the things that you'll find in the Akala region. Something else you'll find in the Akala region is a labyrinth. There are 3 labyrinths in the game, and by completing each one, you get the Barbarian set, which gives you a huge boost in attack power. So it's pretty cool, but honestly, I prefer the Phantom Darknut armor.
Yeah. Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but remember how you said that you would love to be able to play Breath of the Wild for the first time again?
Yeah.
I would much rather prefer if I'd been able to stumble across these areas on my own. Just because I think it would be cooler.
If that's okay. Yeah. The whole the Phantom armor thing that I just mentioned, that's part of the DLC. I'm assuming you don't really have any of the DLC.
No, I don't.
I would definitely recommend you getting it because it has a lot of awesome stuff in it.
I'm still thinking about buying the second Smash Bros. Fighter Pass.
As long as Sora gets put in there, Sora and, maybe Shantae give Way Forward some love. I'm happy. But hey, you put Sora in, if they put Sora in there, then this really will be the ultimate crossover fighting game.
Sora, you mean Kingdom Hearts Sora?
Yeah.
Huh. I could never really get into Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I love Kingdom Hearts.
Like, I think it's one of my friends bought it. I have all 3. But I haven't played
all 3? There's more than 3 games.
He bought the first 3, like, in a bundle. Along with the newer one.
Oh, you mean 1.5. He bought 1.5. Is that what you mean?
Something like that? It's confusing. I didn't really pay much attention to it.
Alright, well, this is not a spoiler. This is not a spoiler, but there's an area in the world of Breath of the Wild called the Akala Citadel. It's a really cool site. I definitely recommend you going and checking it out. It's in the Akala It is in the Akala region. I definitely recommend going to check it out. It's such a cool site, and it does have lore significance. It's never. I don't think it's ever outright stated in the game. I think it's just in the Masterworks when they talk about it. But apparently, in the Masterworks, they tell us that like that citadel was like the site of Hyrule's last stand against the Calamity before Calamity Ganon won completely. And like it's such a cool looking tower. It looks awesome. And it's like it looks like there was a big battle there. So, I definitely recommend going to check it out. It's such a sight to behold.
Got it.
And you know, there's a couple things there that you can find. Not telling you what they are, but there are a couple really cool things there that you can find if you go there.
There's always some goodies.
Yeah. Just like how there's always some goodies behind the waterfall. You always look behind the waterfall.
We definitely won't look behind the waterfall.
Alright. So, how much progress have you made in the game? Like, how many memories have you collected? How many Divine Beasts have you beaten?
I've beaten the first Divine Beast and collected one memory.
Which Divine Beast is the first for you?
Elephant Man, Varuda, I believe.
Okay, yeah, because you can tackle them in any order you want.
Yeah. I just kind of went counterclockwise.
Well, for me, I decided to go for the elephant first as well, but not because of counterclockwise, because I love the Zora. The Zora is my favorite race in the Zelda franchise. A lot of people really like the Gerudos. Screw the Gerudos. Screw that. Screw that. I want to talk to the fish people. They're cool. They're like the Zoras have always been kind of like the elves of the series. You know, like living for a super long time.
Yeah.
Living for a super long time, super elegant, polite, well-mannered, graceful in battle, all that jazz.
Always got the cool music.
Yeah. They've always been kind of the elves in the Zelda franchise. And the Gorons are pretty much the dwarves. The Gorons have always kind of been the dwarves of the Zelda. Have always been kind of the dwarves of the Zelda franchise, always working in their mines and in the mountains and all that stuff.
I can see that. I just remember in Majora's Mask how when you pull out the flute as a Goron, it's like a bongos, like quads. But if you pull out the flute, the ocarina as a Zora, it's like an electric guitar. I just thought that was cool. Now, I didn't get that far. I just was watching a friend who had gotten that far. I'm still at the Gorons area.
Yeah.
And that,
What did you think of Mifa?
oh, she seemed pretty cool. Definitely not best girl, though.
Oh. Well, at least I know you have bad taste.
Oh, okay.
Mifa,
Okay.
No, I'm joking, but like, no, Mifa is best girl in
Hear
that
me
game.
out. I haven't seen all of them yet. And I'm like, Mifa's pretty cool, but I've seen pictures of the Gerudo champion, and I'm thinking, I might want to see what that's all about first.
She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool and all, but she's more like a mother figure than a love interest. Like, I see her as more kind of like a motherly figure for like Link and Zelda and that kind of stuff.
Like that's a deal breaker.
Ada ada. I do like the current chief. The current chief, she's adorable. The current chief of the Gerudo, Raiju. When you meet her, she's adorable. Like, she's pretty young to be a Gerudo. She's pretty young to be a Gerudo chief, but she is very hard work. She is very hard working, and she does want what's best. She does want what's best for her people, and she's always worried about. She's always worried about them and everything, and
Yeah.
she does. She's trying her best to fill some really big shoes. She's trying her best to fill some really big shoes, and she's trying to gain the confidence to lead her people. And it's like, okay, I like this girl. She's cute. I like her. And Paya, I love Paya. She's so adorable.
Yeah, the last thing I did in Breath of the Wild was spent the night with Paya.
Oh, you got laid.
Yup. I did the get laid %, shut the game off. Haven't played it since.
Well, if you actually continue on, with that mission, she'll tell you to investigate, see who stole it.
Oh yeah, I know. I just haven't
See
done
who
it
stole
yet.
it, and then you'll come into this kind of revelation about about one of the characters in Kakariko Village.
It's probably Uber.
No, it's no one. It's honestly no one important. It's a character that you probably have only talked to once in the game.
Someone I did a quest for, probably. It's the
Oh no,
chicken man.
you never even did a quest for him. You did a quest for his 2 daughters.
I talked to him because you had to talk to him to do the quest for his daughters.
Yes, you talk to him, and then there's a quest with it. There are quests for his 2 daughters. One of them just wants to play hide and seek, and the other one wants your help with getting cooking ingredients.
Actually, the other one can play hide and seek or tag, and I always chose tag because it was really easy. The other one tells me how to make dishes that are mother made, which is pretty cool because I don't know how to cook. I just kind of throw stuff in a pot, and eventually I get something good.
Oh, it's actually pretty easy. Look at the description of the food. look at the description of each food item, and it will tell you this item this item can give you bonus hearts. You want to match that food with food that say the same thing.
Yeah, I noticed that because, like, I put like some the meat and fruits together that do that, and it makes a big skewer that's like meat and vegetable skewer. It do good for health. And
oh no! I mean, like, there are actually food items. That will give you yellow hearts.
Oh, like permanent?
No, they're temporary until you get hit. But basically, it acts as a kind of like a buffer to kind of protect your actual hearts.
That's pretty cool.
Let's say you have 10 hearts, and then you end up making a meal that gives you like four bonus yellow hearts. You now have 14 hearts there, and then once you get hit, it's the yellow hearts that take the damage, not you. So you have a bit more defense, a bit more health there.
The like barrier.
Yeah, you can take a bit more. You can take a bit more damage before you actually start getting hurt. And it's the same thing for like there are special stamina items. They're called Endura. Look for any food that says Endura in the title. Any food that says Endura in the title, look for those, because those give you bonus. Stamina on top of your normal stamina. So your bonus stamina ends up going out first before your regular stamina starts draining. So the Hearty and Endura food items are so useful. I highly recommend them. Hearty gives you bonus hearts. Endura gives you bonus stamina. And then there's I think it was called Razor. Razor food items give you increased attack power. It's all about the word. Like, look at look at what it's called. Look at what the food item is called. Look at what the food item is. Look at what the food item is called, and then just kind of mix and match it with food items that say the same thing. 2 food items that say that just say Endura, or 2 food items that say Razor, 2 food items that say Hearty. You just gotta match them up, and then you'll be able to make a ton of meals that have awesome effects.
Yeah.
So it's just a simple matching game. Woo! Okay, looks like I have enough. Looks like I have enough of those. What the heck? Why is there a bunch of random tabby plorts here? Okay. Alright. And there we go. Let's see. Okay, I have... Oh, seriously, I'm 9 away from having 999 pink plorts. I'm so close. I'm already super close to having a lot of what I need. Super close to being done with pink, rock, phosphor, boom, dervish, and tangle. And crystal. I still need quite a lot of hunter, quantum, rad, and honey. I still need quite a lot of those for. So I'll have to take care of that. Seriously? Oh, I'm missing one pink plort. I'm gonna go get that real quick. And then I'll put that in, and then I'll end the stream.
Alright.
What? What?
So I said alright.
No, not you, just... This boom slime toy just fell from the sky. Did these guys explode it out of their pin? Where's your... They did! They exploded it out of their pin! What the heck?
Sometimes it just be like that.
What the heck is going on with my boom slimes in this episode? They're blasting themselves out of the corral, blasting their toys out of here, blasting all of their plorts out. What is going on?
They're blasting off again.
Shields can't contain these kind of explosions. Sweet. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna drop these extra mosaic and tabby plorts off. Here we go. Because I do need to fill these up as well. Alright. Alright, cool. Alright. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. So, thanks, Wire, for joining me once again on this one. Hello?
No problem. Did that not... can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Alright. Well, next week we will be continuing this next week. You gonna join me then?
I can't say for certain if I can now, but I'll know when it's closer to the time that it happens.
Alright. Alright, well, you have my number, so just keep in touch. Let me know if you'll be able to join me.
Alright.
So, but, in the meantime, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. If you have any suggestions of games for me to play, please let me know in the comment box below. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody!